There's something to be said about the type of people that can have a voice on YouTube. I'm not one for censorship myself, but then we get people like Laci who claim not to be about censorship, and as we all know, she's pretty damn keen on shutting people up when they say things she doesn't agree with. So after that whole shitstorm that was featured in that last video I made on her, Laci decided to fire off an attempt at damage control. Now, anyone with a functioning brain would have just shut up, waited this out, and let the fucking storm blow over, right? Not Laci, because Laci gotta make them dollar bills, y'all. Laci decided to fire off a video which contains some of the fucking shittest damage control I've ever seen. Now, I know Laci likes to think that people are stupid. Laci likes to think people are just as naive and dumb as she is. And that's why she made this video. Because she seems to think that she is dealing with a bunch of people that have nothing in the way of grey matter. As you'll see, it was probably one of the worst things she could have done. We have got a video with nearly 42,000 downvotes. Laci has lost a significant number of subscribers. And basically she's just made an ass of herself again, and with that said, let's roll the damage control. Oh, actually before that, just letting everyone know the reason I'm doing this as a video recording, my computer's down and I don't have my camera on me. That's a shame, innit? On with the torture.
Good morning, YouTube land.
It wasn't until I saw that face.
Clearly wasn't planning to make a video. I don't think I've ever filmed one in my car before. But I'm on my way to Philadelphia, and I have been having, admittedly, like, not the best week.
Wait, why the fuck did that necessitate a jump cut right there in the middle of a sentence?
The main thing is that I've been having some pretty serious family problems. But also Rita Skeeter decided to write a New York Times article about me, and now people are blowing up this story about me, submitting an inquiry about copyright violation to YouTube. So
submitted a copyright inquiry to YouTube, Laci? Excuse me, but you outright stated on Twitter you reported Roaming Millennial for copyright violation.
I kind of want to talk about what happened and also connect it to a broader phenomenon that I've noticed and my relationship with DeFranco. You know, I don't usually engage with this shit because I don't think that the YouTube drama black hole vortex is a positive thing. You know, I don't think attacking people and relying on misplaced outrage is a good way to build the community. I don't think that it's a positive force. I think it's really toxic.
First off, you don't think full stop. Second of all, you don't contribute to negativity, yet a lot of the time you have run people down. I mean, let's take the whole Sam Pepper thing. Yes, the guy deserved to be called out for his whole sexual harassment thing, but you also contributed to that quote-unquote outrage, Laci. And you don't generally contribute to this whole thing, and you don't respond to people simply because you don't have the tools with which to do so. You lack the intellect to do so. And people are thinking, oh, Damo, you're attacking Laci. But no, as it's been proven, Laci is not the smartest person on this website. And also that misplaced outrage crack is kind of hilarious, considering that the outrage directed towards Laci at this time is absolutely apt and completely well placed, I find.
And I also think it's just really cheap content. You know, it's lowest common denominator stuff.
Lowest common denominator stuff? Several of your videos have been you calling shit out and calling shit out of context in order to rake in views and to appeal to your Muppet followers. Let's take the whole Budweiser beer campaign you took a swing at, where you basically talked out of your ass the entire video. TLD pulled you apart, and pretty much that was that as far as that went.
And it doesn't really require you to engage with issues or to be creative or to invent something that's really cool. It's just kind of easy. All this YouTube drama stuff is a big reason why I don't really watch YouTube anymore. And it's kind of sad because YouTube used to be my favorite. I mean, there are a few good YouTubers out there that I still watch, but for the most part, I don't even really go online anymore because it just seems like such a toxic, negative place.
And why would that be, Laci? Because more and more people are starting to stand up to you and call you out, and you no longer have a free reign with which to lie, bullshit, and talk shit to, about, or whatever with people. Okay, I can't sentence, but anyway, you get my gist. Laci, your quote-unquote hatred of the toxic environment YouTube has become seems to coincide with the increase of people actually pretty much telling you exactly who and what you are, and you don't like it.
So let me talk about the context of what happened. I had received a bunch of emails from people who told me about a channel where the user was sort of making their icons to look like it was me, and all these people were emailing me saying, I thought it was you, they're deliberately misleading people, they're using your images, they're using copyrighted stuff, is there something you can do about it?
Now that's just outright bullshit. It's a picture of you, yes, but it's been modified with an Indian headdress, as you can see, a bowl of noodles and an emoji. Now, you weren't emailed by people, it was someone sending you a tweet on Twitter. One single person sending you a tweet on Twitter. Someone who hasn't gotten enough backlash, in my opinion, considering they're the one that started this whole ball rolling. But anyway, no one would be stupid enough to think it's one of your videos, especially since it's someone clearly going against what you've established you believe in, Laci. Oh, and then there's the thing that it's, got the username under the title, and I'm pretty sure you don't go by Roaming Millennial, your channel name is Laci Green. There might be a few common letters, but the names are completely dissimilar.
So I submitted an inquiry to YouTube, to my YouTube manager. They're there to answer your questions, and she sent me the form to submit an inquiry. And basically that form will look over the issue, and they will decide whether or not it's fair use, whether or not it's a policy violation.
Again, Laci, bullshit. There is no such thing as a YouTube inquiry form. You even admitted on Twitter that you outright reported the video. Not the image, the video.
So I submitted this inquiry.
It's hard to submit something that doesn't exist.
I haven't really followed up. I don't really know what happened with it. I don't usually submit inquiries. Usually my videos are flagged automatically if someone just re-uploads the entire thing back on YouTube. There's an automated process that will flag that, and then it'll let me know, and I can choose if I want to monetize that video, if I want to take that video down because it's mine.
I'm not aware that such a system even existed. I'm legitimately curious, actually, if such a system does exist, or if this is another thing Laci's pulling out of her ass. So if anyone can tell me how that works, if it does work, I'm genuinely intrigued to know.
But for people who make their own videos and then incorporate my content, that is fair use, and I fully respect an engaged dialogue about the issues that I talk about, and I think people have a right to criticize.
So then why do you cry every time someone criticizes you, i.e. this specific video, where you're lying through those ginormous teeth of yours?
So I generally just don't touch this stuff in general, but I do take issue with these channels that are trying to fool people into thinking that it's me, that are deliberately misleading and using my image basically to make money on monetized videos, where the videos aren't even about me, they have nothing to do with me.
It's an idiot. Her video was entirely about you. It was a rebuttal to you. It was a video about your stupid cultural appropriation complaining, which you have done in the past. Literally everything you say you don't have a problem with in regards to fair use this video was. The only way anyone could be misled into thinking that video was one of yours is if they were a complete fucking imbecile who can barely use a computer in the first place.
I think that's absolutely within my right to submit that inquiry. This is pretty standard procedure on YouTube. Philip knows this. He's a YouTuber. He knows that we have a right to enforce our copyright when it's appropriate, and so I submitted an inquiry about this to YouTube.
Yes, it is well within our rights to protect our copyrights, Laci. That is one thing I will agree on. I agree that we should not be used to make money off of or exploited to be made money off of, but again, this is not the case in this instance. You are again saying things that don't mesh with other things you've said. Once again, you're trying to cite this mystical YouTube inquiry form, yet you said on Twitter that you marked the video itself for copyright.
Like I said on Twitter, I respect whatever verdict that YouTube delivers, because I respect this system and I respect that YouTube as a company, I think that they do know what they're doing despite all of the fear-mongering online. A lot of people just don't understand YouTube's policies.
Spoken like someone who is milking every single possible cent out of YouTube.
I don't think that this issue is really about, copyright and fair use. I think that DeFranco and the other people who made videos about me, attacking me on this the past few days, are really seeing this as an opportunity to go in on the narrative that feminists are out to censor people.
Oh my god, you're a fucking idiot. How the fuck did you manage to put 2 plus 2 together and get feminism, Laci? What the fucking fuck? If you actually bothered to watch anybody's videos, you would see nobody, absolutely nobody, is bringing feminism into this issue. It is you being a bullying bitch and trying to pick on a smaller channel. The issue that has preceded that is this particular video in which you have shown you are not only not really functioning in the brain department, but a shameless liar who will do anything to try and save her ass when this could have all been solved if you'd just shut up and go away. It's not a feminist issue. It's not even remotely a feminist issue. And I will flat out state I do not have a problem in this instance with any feminist issues. It's not about feminists trying to censor people. It's about Laci Green trying to be a scumbag and trying to pick on someone she thought wouldn't get any support and she thought could get away with it. Nearly 1 million followers down later, and well, I guess you couldn't get away with it, could you, Laci?
It's a part of, broader negative stereotypes about feminists that we're hysterical and sensitive. So, I don't really see this as being about me specifically. I see it as people having a bone to pick, and whether or not that's a legitimate bone to pick is, a whole other question.
No, it is a you-specific issue, Laci. It is the result of your actions. It is the result of what you have done. That is why you are named specifically in these videos. That is why you specifically have lost such a high number of subscribers. That is why you are getting called out. That is why the thumbnails in our videos, oh no, you're going to take us all down again, is you. This is not an issue regarding all feminists, Laci. Everybody recognizes this is you being a bully, you being a bitch, and you trying to throw your weight around. Don't try and divert it and turn it into a feminist issue, you lying fucking horse.
Phil's video in particular also has another context, and that is my relationship with Phil. Some of you know, you've seen, videos that we've done together. Phil and I used to be friends, and I used to have a lot of respect for him. Phil has had a few very public sort of lashes out at me. And actually there is an irony to this, because the last time that Phil really lashed out at me publicly was when I was talking about Amtrak and public Wi-Fi networks that were censoring access to sex education information, lumping them in with porn. And I was tweeting about how, these networks and public access and school computers should be making a distinction between porn and educational content. And Phil...
Well, duh. Don't most educational facilities?
Just went off the rails. It was the weirdest thing ever. I was really hurt because, this was before I really realized that Phil hates me.
Oh, poor Laci. You're such a lovable individual. I don't know why Phil would go against you. You've just got such a lovely, shining personality.
And I didn't really understand why he hates me and why he was going off on this, because, we had talked about censorship before, and we're both pretty anti-censorship, so...
You're about as fucking anti-censorship as I am pro-drug use, you fucking liar.
So, I thought that was not a controversial issue, particularly not with him, but I think he lost a lot of respect for me when I started making feminist videos. He obviously has some disagreements with me, and that's fine. That's all that I can deduce, because that is the exact time that things just sort of went from hot to cold.
It's your personality, Laci. Stop trying to turn everything into a fucking feminist issue. It's getting very fucking old.
So that's unfortunate, and I think that, you know, people should try to understand each other and understand where they're going. I think we really need to think twice about this culture of getting angry about stuff that really isn't that big of a deal.
Like flagging down smaller channels for using your image in a thumbnail in a video about you and trying to claim that it's wrong when you do it to other people. Isn't it funny how you just want to get along with everybody all of a sudden after you've been called out, Laci? Isn't it funny how no apology was forthcoming before the shitstorm started?
Because, you know what, there are things to be angry about in the world right now. I just don't think that petty stuff on YouTube is in that category.
It's funny how you didn't think that until after everybody thoroughly wrecked you, Laci. And how you didn't think that until you started hemorrhaging subscribers.
Thanks for watching, you all. I am making a video about HPV. It's taken me forever, and I've been traveling for a month, so I haven't had a chance to film it, but hopefully I will have that up for you guys shortly, and I have some really fun collaborations that are coming up too. I love y'all. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you for your ongoing support. We'll keep on keeping on. Mwah.
Good lord, that was one of the most fucking pathetic attempts at damage control I think I've ever seen. This is something that I generally have a lot of hatred for Laci Green for myself. Just the lack of self-awareness and inability to own up to her own mistakes and her own arrogance is just outright fucking pathetic. Laci seems to think that she can go around acting like a petulant, arrogant, entitled, narcissistic brat, and then when people call her out, she fires off lying bullshit like this and thinks people are stupid enough to accept it as an apology. And yeah, okay, she's got that reasonable-sized fan base that will buy into anything that she says, after all. Her video does have 9,701 upvotes. And you do have the usual people coming out making all the quote-unquote people are human, people make mistakes bullshit excuses. But for the most part, you know, hemorrhaging subscribers and getting a shit ton of downvotes just shows that everybody else can see how fucking ridiculous and how transparent this whole thing was. Well, I'm done with this fucking rabid equine, so if anybody needs me, throw up the demo signal. I might respond, I might not. Who's to say? I'm Damien Skyfire. Till next time.